What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. It's STEVEE the Black. I'm back, and I'm here to give you my Eagles and Jaguars predictions video. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were to ask me how confident am I that the Eagles are going to go over to London, which is practically a home game for the Jaguars, and beat the Jaguars, what would I give you? And my answer is a 5. A 5. And really, honestly, you shouldn't be shocked by that, because you shouldn't be shocked by that, because this team is just so... I don't even know what to say. This team just doesn't show up. They just don't. This team doesn't have an identity. This team is a content dog. It's a content dog. It's a full dog, as Gail Saunders from 4th and John would say, or did say rather. You know that feeling after, like, say for Thanksgiving, where after you eat the food and after you eat the dessert, you're just like, woo! Tired, full. And, you know, you just sit on the couch and you just talk and you watch TV because you don't feel like doing anything. That is what the Eagles are right now. They're full. Their Super Bowl fed them. They have full tummies, and they don't want to put in that extra work. And you're going to say, well, come on, man, it's Blake Bortles. You know, that man's trash, and this defense, they haven't been playing all that good. Which is exactly all the more reason why they're going to show up in this game. It's a must-win game for the Eagles. It's a must-win game for the Jaguars. And again, you're saying, but it's Blake Bortles. And I'm saying, we said the same thing about Ryan Fitzpatrick. What happened? We said the same thing about Marcus Mariota. What happened? We said the same thing about the Carolina Panthers. What happened? You know what all those three things have in common? We lost. And sure, it was on the defense, but the offense didn't help either. You want to know why? Because they didn't put up no points. In the Tampa Bay game, we only put up 21 points. In the Tennessee Titan game, we only put up 23 points. In the Carolina game, we only put up 17 points. We are not scoring. It's very evident. I've said this from the very beginning, that this team was not enough to compete with the Rams. This team is not enough to compete with the Saints. I would say it's the third best team when they play right and they give it their all. I would say they're about the third best team in the NFC. You can make a case maybe the Minnesota Vikings, but Dalvin Cook's always hurt, and Kirk Cousins is your quarterback, so it's bound the fact that he'll make a mistake. So, but I can make a case that they're probably the third best team in the NFC, which is good enough for a third seed. But even if the Eagles find a way to win and they go into the bye at 4-4, the Eagles would have to go 6-2 at the very least to go 10-6. They would have to go 6-2, and that's not very easy, considering when we have to face the Rams, when we have to face the Saints, and we have to face the rest of the NFC East. We got to face the Cowboys twice. We got to face the Rams. We got to face the Redskins twice. We got to face the Giants one more time. We've got to face the Texans. That's not an easy stretch of games now, especially with the Cowboys getting Amari Cooper. It just became harder. It was done for a first-round pick, but they still got him. The Redskins, they're going to want to hold on to this division lead they got, so they're going to give it everything they got. The New York Giants, they ain't got nothing else to play for. They're going to try and ruin our chances to get in the playoffs. And then, you know, the Rams, they're going to want revenge from last year. The Saints, they're going to keep ahead. And then the Texans, you know, They're the Texans. But you see the hole that the Eagles have put them into. They've put themselves into. This is their fault. It's their fault. I put the blame on the offense too, though not as much. But again, they have to put up the points. If they put up, let's say 30, then even though I would have been upset that the defense gave up 21 straight points, it wouldn't have mattered because they put up 30 points, or they put up 24, or they put up 28, but they're barely reaching 20. Do you see this? Do you see this? I want this again. I want this again. Do you see this? I want this again. I want that again. I want that again. Do you see this hat? I want another hat. I want another one. If I felt like it, I'd go in the drawer and I would pick out my Super Bowl hat or shirt. I want more. You would think the Eagles want more. But the way they've been playing, they're just content with one. That's why I asked the question early on in the season. I said, do the Eagles want to win another Super Bowl, or are they just content with one? Because if they wanted to win another Super Bowl, Howie Roseman would have been made a move. Oh, you could say, oh, but see, he was trying to get Amari Cooper. The Cowboys just outbid him. Really? If you're trying to get a Super Bowl, you're doing everything you possibly can to get the job done. You know these running backs are trash. You know Corey Clement is hurt. You know Wendell Smallwood is trash. You know J.J. is out for the season. You know Darren Sproles has been a liability. And yet for the fact that you had interest in Le'Veon Bell, but he's not here. You know Mike Wallace is down. So what do? Instead of going to get Josh Gordon, who's thriving with the Patriots right now, we get Jordan Matthews because he's best friends with Carson Wentz and because he knows this offense. You know that these quarterbacks keep getting bite on double moves, but you haven't made any progress. So yes, not just the Eagles players, but the Eagles coaches for not holding players accountable, but the Eagles executives, especially Howie Roseman and Joe Douglas, for not doing anything. I'm sick and tired of hearing the Eagles are interested in, the Eagles are interested in, the Eagles are interested in. I want to see the Eagles acquired. Eagles acquired. Eagles acquired. You're waiting too long. Last year, yes, we didn't see the J.J. move coming. We were, what at the time, 7-1? We didn't think we needed to make a move. But because Howie Roseman looked at this team and he said, you know what? We've got a good team. We're 7-1. But I believe if we get one more piece, we could make a Super Bowl run. And what happened? He went out and got J.J. Now this team is barely able to look like they're going to win the division. And he's saying, you know what? I'm going to try and get someone. But I think the Eagles, they just need to get their heads out their butts. No duh, they need to get their head out of their butts. But they're not doing that, so you need to get somebody. Again, the offense has barely scored more than 20 points a game. And it's because we don't have the pieces. We don't have the running back. We don't have the receiver. All the offense is Zach Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey. And the defense knows if I take out one of these guys, he's going to go to the other guy. The Eagles don't have a third guy. Last year, their third guy was Nelson Aguilar. But their news and Nelson Aguilar are all wrong because we don't have that second wide receiver. We don't have that speed guy. Torrey Smith may not have been productive, but he was a threat. And because he was a threat, the defense had to respect it, and they had to put some focus on him. Because it was Alshon Jeffrey, teams had to put their focus on him. But Alshon Jeffrey and Carson Wentz's chemistry has gotten better. So you see they're making more improbable throws and catches to each other. Then that left Nelson Aguilar to do his thing in the slot. That left Zach Ertz to do his thing as a tight end. The reason why he had a good year last year. Now he's having a good year too. But again, that's because he and Alshon is all he has to throw to. Shelton Gibson was one of the main highlights in the preseason. If you're not going to use him to catch, at least use him as a decoy. Use him as a distraction for the defense because he can stretch the field. So if you put him out there and say, hey, we're not going to throw the ball to you, but We need you as a distraction because we know you can stretch the field. There's no film on him. Nobody's going to look at no preseason film. So you use him as a deep threat, and then that'll allow Nelson Aguilar to do his thing because he can do some things. We saw it with our own eyes last year. And clearly, again, as I've been saying, if Doug Peterson doesn't trust these running backs because they're not like LeGarrette Blount and they're not like Jay Ajayi, then that means you have to be aggressive. That means you have to keep attacking. But they didn't do that last week. They took their foot off the gas because they said, you know what? We have a 17-0 lead. There's 15 minutes left. There's no way they can catch up. We dominating them. And then what happened? 3 straight drives, 21 points later, we're losing and we're 3-4. Do you know how embarrassing it would be, number one, to lose to Blake Bortles? Like, don't give me this crap about the defense. Yeah, they're good. They're great. But to lose to Blake Bortles, I mean, come on. Come on, man. He's Blake Bortles. You've already made Marcus Mariota look like a Hall of Famer. You've already made, Ryan Fitzpatrick looked like he was Peyton Manning. Like, just do your job, man. If you did your job, if the Eagles did their job, honestly, we'd be 5-2 right now. We would be 5-2, with the only 2 losses being to Tampa Bay because, well, you know, every time we played against Deshaun Jackson, he wants to act like he's a top 3 receiver, which he can be. And against the Minnesota Vikings, because you know they were coming in for revenge, and it was their Super Bowl game or whatever. But everything else the Eagles had control of, and they should be 5-2. But because they decided, you know what, we're the Super Bowl champions. I don't feel like doing this, bro. Let's just give up. He's already down there. Now they're 3-4, and now they have to be 6-2 after the bye. That's if they win on Sunday. So are they going to win? I don't know. I'm slowly but surely losing confidence. This is a must-win game. If they lose, it's over. To me, it's over because it's not just technically over, but if they fall to 3-5, that means they have to go 7-1, which makes that even more impossible to do because I just don't see it happening. Again, to go from winning the Super Bowl to not even making the playoffs, like, I know there's Super Bowl hangover, but my God, at least teams made the playoffs. At least teams won their division. You're not even going to win a division in this trash division? When clearly we have the best quarterback. Like, I don't know, man. So, I'm scared. I'm truly, truly scared. So, I'm just begging you. I'm begging you, please, show up. Let's just get to the bye. Hit the reset button. Hopefully, Howie Roseman makes a move. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing teams make moves. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, where you at, Howie? Where you at, man? No, don't give me this. Oh, I'm trying. No, try harder. Try harder. Were you not the general manager of the year last year? Where's that dude at? Try harder. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully, I guess we can safely say at this point that game against the Giants was a fluke. So, just pretty please with some cherry on top. Please show up. Don't make Blake Bortles look like a Hall of Famer, because he's not. Don't worry too much about the defense. Just look at what everyone else has been doing. Study that. And do what you got to do. And get out of London. Because I know we're in London. I know that's basically a home game for them. But their quarterback is still Blake Bortles. Can you not beat Blake Bortles, pretty please? Because I'm telling you, bro, if I watch that game, and I'm scared to, but I'm going to watch. If I watch that game, bro, and Blake Bortles, who struggles just to get to 7 points, a good day, he's having 14 to 21 points. A great, excellent day is he's scoring 24 plus. So if this man Blake Bortles throws for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, maybe even a rushing touchdown, I don't know. If that man looks like a Hall of Famer, don't even talk to me about the Eagles for the rest of the year. I'm just gonna start looking forward to next year because again, if they lose in 3-5, they have to go 7-1 just to make it to 10-6, and I don't see them making that. Which means at very best they would go 8-8. So again, going from Super Bowl champions to not even making the playoff, that's ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous, and that's unacceptable. So, that being said, that's pretty much about it. So, and if you're not down with that, I just got 3 words for you. Fly, Eagles, fly, and just, again, pretty pleased with some cherry on top. Win the game.